Danette, I just want to say that, you know, look at California, folks. It's pretty illustrative of what potentially can happen and may sweep across the nation. And certainly I'm a partisan, but what I see is California is a system that's out of control, where they haven't been able to align expenditures and revenues. And I guess I categorically reject the assertion of some, and Laura's been one of them who's written very thoughtfully on this, but that the only way that government institutions can modernize, can get better, can strengthen themselves is with the insertion of more and more and more money. I don't buy that. I think there's a lot of times when government can get better, stronger, faster, more nimble, reform, with less money. And I think you folks in the business community know that. You've been faced with that over the last 5, 6, 10, whatever amount of years. And so yes, are there budgetary challenges on the horizon? Absolutely. May we need more revenue? I can't honestly sit here and say that that's the answer to that particular issue. The legislature will deal with that. Lori is right. It's going to be, next year's going to be very, very difficult. I'm not as bleak on the upcoming picture as to how we solve these things on an ongoing basis in the out years as some others are, though.
So, no, acknowledging that we have one more session with this governor in his role, but up to this point, what is his legacy going to be if you look back at his career here as governor? Anyone got a quick idea, want to respond quickly?
In Minnesota, we actually forget governors amazingly quick. We don't hold them in high regard like other states, especially other states in the Midwest. If you look at other Midwest states, governors are really put on pedestals for long periods of time. And we have had a series of quirky governors before this governor. I mean, if you start with Perpich and go to Carlson and go to Ventura, I mean, that was quite a run, folks. I mean, there's a lot of personality there. And so as far as a deep legacy, I think Tim Pawlenty is young. I think his legacy personally will be far more shaped by what does or doesn't happen in the future than when he was governor. I mean, he was, for all essential purposes, a status quo governor. He kept the state at the status quo for 8 years, and I think that's not much of a legacy, and that's not a partisan shot. I think if there's one thing, it's probably green energy. I think that's probably the one thing that people will point to him and say he was ahead of the curve on.